What's going on, everyone? My name is Midnight Strike 3625, welcoming you back to Versus. Now, today's episode is going to deal with the heavy metal band Iron Maiden, comparing two of their singers that are rarely ever compared, the outliers, if you will, Paul Di'Anno and Blaze Bayley, both of course joining Iron Maiden relatively early and both getting replaced by the same man, Bruce Dickinson, who we will not be mentioning for the rest of this episode because it's always either Paul Di'Anno and Bruce Dickinson or Blaze Bayley and Bruce Dickinson. They're always held up to this golden standard, this diamond pedestal to Bruce Dickinson's standard. Yes, I believe Bruce Dickinson trumps both of them, but I really don't think it's a fair comparison, as, you know, he's always compared to Bruce Dickinson in some way, shape, or form, or at least both of these vocalists are. So, enough about Bruce Dickinson, we shall get started with Paul Di'Anno and Blaze Bayley. So each of these vocalists only had 2 albums with Iron Maiden. That's right, only 2 albums. And you know, while I like Paul Di'Anno's albums better than the Blaze era albums, I gotta say, it's pretty neck and neck with the vocal capacity, with their vocal abilities, per se. I don't know which one I really lean more towards, but when it comes to the differences between the two, I believe that Paul Di'Anno has a little bit more control over his rasp and grit, but Blaze Bayley has a little bit more range. Blaze Bayley actually sounds a little bit like Bruce, to be honest, in my personal opinion, except with a lower register, so he can't really sing those high notes on, say, Number of the Beast, or, like, say, Rime of the Ancient Mariner, that high note that just really... it's just ear-shattering, but it still blows you away. No, he's not going to be able to sing that high. He sings in a lower key, but he can definitely hold out those notes and stretch them out on a lower register. I just listened to the X Factor a little bit ago, really like the album. It's a little bit different for Iron Maiden with the different vocalist in mind, but it is a very good one. I wouldn't necessarily give it a 10 out of 10 like, you know, some hipsters do, but then they hate the Final Frontier. That makes no sense. But then again, I digress. Some people are just weird like that. So, basically, when it comes to Blaze Bayley, he is renowned for being Iron Maiden's kind of black sheep. No one really likes his albums that much, and if they do, they only like the X Factor. Now, I can't really judge Virtual 11 because I haven't actually heard that album yet. I might do it in the review dumpster if it's bad. Either that or No Prayer for the Dying. So, I haven't heard that one yet. But from what I've heard from Paul Di'Anno, the Di'Anno era, I like those albums a lot better than the X Factor, in my personal opinion. I don't know, they just have that classic feel to them. They have a little bit better production, and I don't know, just the song structures themselves are a little bit better. But when it comes to the vocals, I do have to say that I like the vocals better on the X Factor a little bit. When it comes to his ability to actually stretch out those notes on a lower register, like I said, it just sounds really epic, it sounds good, and it fits the songs perfectly. Would Bayley's vocals necessarily fit on the Di'Anno era stuff? I don't really think so, especially not in a studio effort or in a studio setting. I don't really think that they would go together too well. As Di'Anno has a little bit more grit in his vocals, it kind of goes hand in hand with that. I'm not sure what he would sound like singing, you know, future Iron Maiden songs, but then again, you know, only time will tell. Maybe he'll do a cover now and then. So, when it comes to their personalities, though, I don't really like Paul Di'Anno. He kind of is a cocky little son of a bitch, basically, now, so... But personalities aside, I do believe that Blaze Bayley is the better vocalist, in my opinion. This is my opinion. So, I don't know, I just really like how similar he sounds to, you know, the singer that they have now in Iron Maiden, and he just sounds good, I guess, is really the only way I can put it. He sounds good on their popular hits, such as Number of the Beast, Power Slave, Ace is High, you know, those songs, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Trooper. He sounds really good on the classic Maiden stuff. And I haven't heard him sing stuff, you know, off the Di'Anno albums like Prowler or Killers or any of those ones, Wrathchild, but I can imagine that he'd do quite well on them, minus the grit part. I think he has a lot to learn with, you know, controlling his grit, or at least his rasp in his vocals, but he's really good with the smooth stuff, at least in my opinion. So, basically, which ones do you like better, Paul Di'Anno or Blaze Bayley? And just let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I look forward to reading some of your responses, and I hope you enjoyed this Versus video. This is Midnight Strike 3625, and as always, keep calm and rock on.